Well, hello there. You're asking questions that are just a spiral that can't be solved. You know, exploring ADHD and just like really your own identity um, can be very difficult at times because you have to start asking yourself questions and start exploring those really deep things about who you are as a person and what makes you you. And when you throw in things like ADHD or even autism, it can get very confusing because of the nature of both of those experiences. You start feeling like you are, broken. Like, I know a lot of people have felt broken or wrong, especially in the environment that they are raised, being told that we're lazy or that we're not meeting our potential, or all of these negative things that we really start attributing to ourselves, when in reality it's none of that. We're just struggling with something that we have no control over, but the only thing that we can do is like learn to manage it and cope with it. You are adorable. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much. Now you are adorable. This guy needs just for men beard hair dye. He's old and gray. I mean, I'm embracing my age, for one. I'm not really old. And two, like, women like a good mature man. And it kind of shows in your comment that you're just a very insecure person. And that's okay. It's okay to be insecure. It's okay to struggle internally. What you really should be doing, instead of like coming on to someone's stream and trying to bring them down and like make a comment about someone's appearance, maybe you should like look inwards, so maybe you wouldn't be so ugly externally. I have bad PTSD and traumas from childhood cause me to have cognitive distortion. When we have traumas on top of everything else, it's it's a struggle. We have to like explore so much more because like trauma, ADHD, autism, you know, all of that combined can be like this massive internal struggle of like what part is what. It's like, okay, what part is the trauma? What part is the ADHD? What part is the autism? You know, and you have to deconstruct so many different things. It can be very difficult. Reaching out to others and being open about mental health heals. Yeah, that's partly why I do what I do, because like I want to normalize talking about mental health. I want to normalize talking about autism. I want to normalize talking about ADHD, because these are things that are very real and they affect a lot of people, and they affect people in ways that those that do not have those experiences will not understand. But bringing that awareness and bringing that information and knowledge to as many people as possible is going to help everyone. There's so many layers that we have to go through. It's a lot of work. It's a lot that we have to explore. It's a lot that we have to come to terms with as an individual and as a societal group. Change can't happen without more and more people being on the same page, being on the same team, and moving forward in a direction of healing and growth and acceptance. It is a dragon. It is not a Koopa. I have wings. And a tail. How long have I had my diagnosis? I got diagnosed ADHD September of 2020, and I got my autistic diagnosis, I think it was around like May of 2021. So not very long, to be honest. But I have learned a lot. I've been probably researching ADHD for about 2.5 years, because I started doing the research and the exploration of ADHD about 6 months before I got my actual diagnosis. And then I got some education. I went to school, got a peer support specialist certification, and ever since I've been taking like continuing education with that. I've been doing my own personal research and just kind of learning how to facilitate groups or learning how to support people in need that are in that kind of transition phase of like they need help but they don't know how to get the help, and so it's like kind of like exploring all the things that they need to get to where they want to be. The wings. Yes, I have wings, but I didn't drink any Red Bull. You're sitting on the kitchen floor. Well, the floor is safe, the floor is comfy, the floor is the best. I was recently diagnosed with ADHD, and it explained so much and gave me perspective. It's one of those things that once you get diagnosed with, you kind of look back at everything that you experienced and you're like, ah, that makes sense now. That's why that happened. And like, it's a relief, it's perspective, but then like there's a little bit of grief of like, man, I wish I knew about this sooner so I didn't have to experience that thing. Or a lot of grief. Yeah. I said a little bit of grief more so to, I guess, soften the blow. But yeah, there's usually a lot of grief. There was a lot of grief. Floors are the best place to sit. Unless the floor is lava. That is true. And that's like probably the worst thing that you could do to an autistic person is be like, the floor is lava, but no, floor is safe, floor is comfy. Exactly. I broke down with my psychiatrist. He asked if I was happy or sad. I didn't know. Right? Yeah. It's like, ask me again in 6 months whether or not I'm happy or sad, because right now there's just way too much emotion going on, right? To like explore. So yeah, just check back in and we'll go from there. Hurrah! It's the dragon. Yes, I am the ADHDraghon here from my hibernation cave to provide all of you the essential dopamine that you need to get through the day. Because that's my dragon horde. My dragon horde is dopamine. Floor is comfy, great for your back. I mean, it's not even the like comfortability of like good for your back. It's just the superior place to sit. Like sitting in chairs is uncomfortable, and I very rarely ever sit in a chair a normal way unless I'm around people. If I'm around people, I will like, I have to sit normal. But if I'm not around people, I'm very often in probably some very uncomfortable looking positions, but they are extremely comfortable to me. Oh, I can't remember if I told you I got back on the ADHD wait list. My mom phoned and argued. Awesome. That's amazing. Like, I know it sucks that you have to go through that again, but like, I'm glad that your mom advocated for you and that you are actually like still moving forward with it, and that's pretty amazing. Exactly. The sitting on the floor doesn't force you into one position. You know, you can spread out, you can, you know, elevate your feet on a chair, which is kind of ironic, which is kind of how I sit on the floor very frequently, is like I will like sit leaning against my bed, and then I will prop my feet up on my chair, and like it's super comfortable. And my bed is on the floor because of my dog. He is 12 years old, he's old, and his hips and joints are starting to go. So, as you can see, he loves sleeping on the bed. And I am not going to deprive him of access to that bed. Thank you for joining me on this episode of ADHDraghon Sunday. Hope to see you there on Twitch every Sunday at 2 p.m. PST, or if not, until next time here on YouTube. Be sure, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and if you feel so inclined, come join the Discord. We would love to have you there and be a part of the community.